Let's talk about the purpose of life. I myself am under the impression that there is no real purpose of life, naturally. And nowadays, there has become a purpose of life, which is for us to realize that happiness only comes from a natural life. To realize that our brains, our neocortex or whatever, that makes us reason and think we know better than the creator, than the creation, or whatever you want to call it, is always ruining our experience. We think that we need and want to work. We think we need and want to build and to construct and to improve. And these are all obsessions, nothing more. You look at wild animals, they are not obsessed. They eat, they socialize their own way, and they rest. True happiness comes from a proper diet, from proper socializing, meaning you're not just behind the computer communicating with people you'll never see and that have nothing to do, especially with a blood bond, and you properly rest. You want to always be surrounded by family and nature. Either one of them will not be sufficient. You need both. What might you eat? So you wake up, you open up a cattle body, and you drink the blood straight away, and you eat some fat and some organs. You and your kids and your wife, maybe your parents, whoever is in that circle, all of those people, like 10, 12, 15, 20 people in that circle, that is your family. That is your bond. That is the people who truly will always be your friends as long as they're healthy, because they're just like you. They share your perspective, they share the way of life that you chose. And you're probably being surrounded by nature. You're probably in a sort of warm climate with comfortable places to be in shadow, with a comfortable place to lie, without the need for too much clothes and without the need to be constantly sweating because it's so hot. It's a moderate climate. You naturally went for it. You naturally craved and searched for a moderate climate, so you walked towards it like a nomad until you became sedentary, like every person wishes to be. Some people hunt, but everybody wishes to just have food straight away. So you go from your cattle and you choose one for that day. Everybody wishes to go on a more suave life where work does not exist. And work certainly does not exist for wild animals, only hunting does. And if you have cattle, you don't even have to work in that sense to get food, only to open the body. Later in the day, you might do a second or third meal, and you might eat just some fat and muscle because it's the leftover pieces of the meat, the ones which are less nutrient dense. So after each meal, you might socialize by sharing the food around, by talking, by communicating verbally and non-verbally. You are sort of communicating. You're sharing your experience, you're bonding, more or less. And you might go for walks. You feel like going for a walk, you feel like doing some reconnaissances, whatever. For some reason, you go because you have company and it's good. Going for a walk just by yourself, unless it's to clear your mind, often is difficult to get motivation for. But when you have company from the people you most love and that love you back, it's wonderful to just go for a stroll, for a leisurely stroll. And then rest. After you eat, you might feel like chilling for a little bit before you go for that walk. You woke up early. You will sleep early because you're connected to the rhythms of the sun. Whenever the sun comes up, you start waking up. Whenever the sun goes down, because you don't get light in your vision and thus you don't get light in your third eye indirectly, you start resting more and more, your heartbeat slows down, your body is getting ready for sleep. And this is it. You don't need to have a big car, a big house, of these man created goals, these man created pinnacles of life. These are all just theories, these are all just convictions that we put in our head, or somebody put in our head, that are not true. True happiness only comes from a natural life, meaning being surrounded by nature and by family. And we can imagine it would be somewhat like this. Anything that you might think, for example, this device with which I'm recording this video and with which I will be posting this video for you to watch, it's an artificial thing. And if I had this sort of life, I wouldn't be spending any time with this. This is just a cope. This is just me entertaining myself because I don't have anything else to do that would actually surround me. That if this surrounded me, it will actually nurture me, it will actually make me feel fulfilled. People spend time online either watching videos, and myself included, or playing games, or going to the gym, or whatever, doing all of these pointless things because we don't have a family, we don't have nature around us. And so, because we don't eat properly, we really just feel uneasiness, dis-ease. And because we feel like that, we feel like always getting some conflict, like always pitching ourselves, like always ruining our life and experience. But when you properly feed yourself, you properly sleep, and you surround yourself with the right people, everything is just suave, and it's all that you can ever ask for. And it's actually a better experience than having anything more than this. If this video helped you somehow rethink life, please leave a like. If you want to comment, share your experience, maybe tell me that I'm completely and utterly wrong, please tell me that. I wish to learn more about life. Please know that, like myself, constantly, you might also be convinced that happiness actually comes from getting things that are outside of you, which can never be true. The only things that we need to get outside are food, because we need to feed ourselves. We need people around us because we need a sense of community, because by themselves humans are just sad. If you want to check more videos just like this, check out my channel because there are plenty there. And this, if they are not enough, you hit that subscribe button and more will come. If you know somebody who can benefit from this, send them the link. Thanks.